Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I'm actually just getting all set up here, so bear with me a little bit. Ugh, what a what a morning. I hope everybody is good and healthy and doing all right. We're talking about the new moon today. So this is something that's coming up. Actually, it comes in late the 3rd, so around 11 p.m., somewhere around there, but we say 11th. A lot of the times it's almost midnight, so the 4th. So 11th, the 3rd and the 4th. So we have the new moon, but on top of this, we have a solar eclipse. So what does that mean? It means a lot more intense energies. You got to think about energies is sort of like a magnet. And if you think about the North Pole and the South Pole, and if you think about the Aurora Borealis and those kinds of things, those are all our magnetic fields. So each planet has its own energies in its magnetic fields and things of that nature. Not a scientist, so don't know how to determine that. However, it does play on us, and the way we can tell that is a lot of people say, "Oh, that's hooey." Well, look at the ocean tides. The ocean tides come and go with the pull of the moon and the sun and the planets that are actually interacting with it. This is how we get high tides, low tides, super high tides, and all that kind of a thing. So we get to see the reaction from it in a sense, but in all reality, we can't see it. So this is a way we look at new moon energies, full moon energies, eclipse energies, what the planets are doing around the new moon. And that's why it's really important to sort of know what's going on like 3 days before, 3 days after. But like this moon, we still have some energies coming in from November. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about those. But for those of you that are new to my channel, and that watch or don't know my channel, so what I do is I talk a little bit about the astrology first, then I'll go into a reading. This is a general reading for the month before the full moon. So what I do is I do the full moon or the new moon up to the full moon and see what's sort of going on and what things we can sort of expect. Sort of like the full moon. If you guys didn't really feel that last full moon with the partial lunar eclipse, it was amazing. In fact, the day that it was happening, I think it was the 19th, I was like, why is everybody so stressed out? Why is somebody throwing a mask at us? Why is everybody irritated? And then I was like, full moon eclipse. And then I just started to laugh the rest of the day. So it takes the stress off. When you know a little bit what's going on, it helps take the stress off. All right. So for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Patty, and I do a lot more intuitive tarot, but I'm more of a spiritual counselor. So you'll find that my tarot is very much different. It's more of a modern day tarot. It is healing. It's helping you through your struggles, your challenges, and things of that nature. So it's more of a new modern day healing kind of a tarot. So, and it's spiritual coaching as well. So I hope that helps understand that. So let's get started. So this new moon is in Sagittarius. And again, it's on the 4th. With the solar eclipse, why is it more intense? Because of the way that the moon lines. I'm not going to go into all this astrology stuff. But the thing is, it's the way that the moon and the sun align. And if the earth is between, where it is in between, and that's how we get our solar eclipse, our lunar eclipse, and that kind of a thing. But the solar eclipse lasts a little bit longer than these lunar eclipses. So your energy is going to be a little bit more intense during that time. The one good thing that is with this solar eclipse, it's going to give a lot of bursts of energy, intuitiveness, innovation, initiative. You're going to just want to like jump in or do something. You're going to have this energy like, I really want to do something, or I want to go there, or I want to make something happen. It's also about your balance of your emotions. So it's time now. We're getting into sort of this end phase, and it's not because of the end of the year, it's because of the end of this cycle that's happening with some of these sextiles that are going on with Pluto and Saturn, especially Saturn and Uranus. those kind of things. The moon is conjunction with Mercury on this or this new moon. The moon is sextiling with Saturn. The moon is quincunxing with Uranus. You know, we've got all these things. So when you hear me talk about the new moon, you're going to hear me talk about these other planets because we want to see what is in play. That's why I laughed on the full moon, because it's like I could see what these other planets are doing. So it just sort of was like, okay, you guys get stressed out. You don't even know why you're stressed out. It's sort of fun. It's fun to play with. You can't take it so serious, like it's got to be this way or she was off. You know what? I'm not God. So, things change, the habits change. And also, too, the energies of how intense each energy is. If it's slowing down for a retrograde, if it's slowing down, it becomes more powerful. Planets become more power as they slow down. So, things going to change. It's going to depend on you and your attitude and your energies that are happening on how this is all going to play out. So really pay attention. Are my energies more on the positive side, or are they more on the negative side? Are they more on the uplifting side, or are they more on the what do you want to call it? Uplifting or destructive? Okay, constructive, destructive. Are they, which way are they? So this is really, because this burst of energy that you're getting can be both ways. Okay, so this burst of energy, we're thinking, oh, good, I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to have more, excitement. No, energy works both ways, yin and yang, whatever you want to call it. However, you've got positive and negative. Same as a battery, same as magnets. Got to think about the energy. Okay, electricity, positive and negatives. You are electricity, you are energy. So you have positive and negatives. How you think and how you perceive things is going to weigh the outcome of how this excitedness or initiative is. Okay, so this is going to be really a big thing with this new moon. With the new moon, you're going to be questioning your behaviors. Again, maybe this is going to prompt you and trigger you to say, you know what, I really need to think about the way I've been thinking, the way I've been acting, the way I've been hanging out with certain people I shouldn't be hanging out with. This is going to trigger your old behaviors, your old belief systems, while you're trying to search for new ways. So if you really are working more on the negative side of things, this is probably something where you're going to say, you know what, I really do need to look at more of the positive side of things. And I really do need to look at somebody else's perspective before I jump in or judge them, because I hear a lot about judging. As I do this, you guys, even though it's the astrology of the new moon, being sort of close to the second dimension, I do get downloads. So they're going to say, stay positive. So whoever comes through on the other side, and I want to say that's divine or an angel that he's sending, but I do get downloads. So you'll hear me say that if you're new to my channel. I'll be focusing in on many things. Same with my readings. When I do a tarot reading, what I'm getting downloads, I'm getting astrology, I'm getting energies, I'm getting all kinds of things. So that is what's really important about this, is it is up to you and your energy on how this all turns out. So let's keep going. So not only do we have the eclipse, excuse me, we have the eclipse, we have the new moon, but we also have the moon conjunction with Mercury. Okay, what does that mean? Mercury is all about communication. So this is going to have something to do about, you might be innovative thinking, you might be wanting to move forward, but how are you going to articulate that? How are you going to communicate that? How are you going to put it into action? Okay, because Mercury is about communication and focusing in on that thinking. It's sort of that Virgo analytical energy kind of a thing. Really need to focus. How am I going to get from point A to point B? This is what this new moon is going to be with this Mercury conjunct. Okay, when the moon is conjunction with Mercury, it's also going to create a mental alertness, and it's going to be more of quick. It's going to be something that is, you're really paying attention to things, more of the detail. You're going to also be adaptable to things a little bit more, flexible to things. So it's like, okay, I've got this newness, I shouldn't be so rigid to look forward. I shouldn't be so rigid I need to be a little bit more flexible to see if this really might work, or are they really, really that interested? Not testing the waters, but having confidence in who you are in speaking and what you're doing. Okay. Because the thing is, with the Mercury conjunct with the moon, it's going to create more of a personal interaction. So you're going to have more opportunities to personally interact. Be really careful what words you use. Like on your readings last month in November, I kept saying, say what you mean what you say. Don't say things that you're going to break a promise. That's really a negative energy. I used to be there, guys. I used to be there. And I used to promise things and never show up or whatever like that. And I was in my own perspective. Maybe there was something that seriously did come up, but maybe that other person's perspective was they're waiting, they're wanting to spend time with me. And I really had a low self-esteem back then and low value. So I thought, but I was actually being very disrespectful. And that person got angry at me one time, really mad, and said, you know what? You're so selfish. You're so self-centered. You know what? I wanted to really spend time with you, and you've done this to me like 3 times. So it really rocked my boat there and changed my way of thinking. Again, this is the things that we want to make sure we're saying what we mean what we say, and or don't say it. Okay, because this is going to be a time where you're going to have more increase. This is the 1st of December. Okay, this isn't even to Christmas yet. Oh, wait till Christmas comes, because we got some major energies happening on the 24th and 25th. I'll talk about that with the full moon. Not going to talk about it today, but boy, if you've got family and friends that you're going to be hanging around on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, say what you mean and mean what you say during that time. I'll tell you about it later. Okay, so again, we've got the moon conjunction. Now, the moon is going to be sextiling with Saturn. Saturn is like the one that is going to be not controlling, but Saturn does a lot of grounding in this solar eclipse. So it's trying to find this foundation. Remember, I was talking about how you're trying to get into something new. You're trying to do something new. You're trying to figure a new innovative way of thinking or doing. Okay, this is where the grounding comes. So Mercury is communication, but okay. But the moon is, sorry, I've got a doctor's appointment. I'm waiting to hear back, and they're calling, but I'll catch them later. The moon is sextiling with Saturn. What is Saturn? Saturn is about making things structure. Saturn is about making sure things are organized, making sure that things are following a sequence, things are following a pattern. It's like, okay, let's do this. Where Uranus is like, let's just go with the flow. Come on, let's slip this in, whatever. But we're talking about the moon and Saturn right now. So that means grounding. This means about setting a new foundation. I'm not saying it because of the new year coming up. This is what the planets are saying, is that this is a cycle that we need to either change or we're going to repeat. And I'm not going to go into that right now. However, we are going to replay a cycle if we do not pay attention to the cycles that we need to eliminate. So that eliminating means getting rid of again, we go back to the new moon energies, changing behavior, looking at what our belief system is, what is positive, what is negative. Okay, those kind of things in our life. This is a time, this is all conjoined together. Okay, so it also gives caution that you really need to be more patient and understanding. With Saturn, it's about patience, excuse me, and perseverance, because this is about structure. This is about making the dots connect. So, for example, if you were going to, like me, as an entrepreneur, own a business, and I want to buy a business, which I've done, and you want to do this, there are steps that you have to follow to be successful in the end. If you do not follow the steps, oh, well, I'll skip that one, or that one costs too much money, or I'll do this later. No, if you do that, then you're setting yourself up to failure, because you have certain things that you need to follow in order for it to be successful, or you're going to run into problems. Same with family, same with relationships, same with everything. Why do people get into relationships that don't talk about children, where they want to live, if they want children, if they don't want children? And the very deep, dark things we don't want to talk about. Why aren't you talking about those in your dating times when you really need to, rather than wait until after marriage? Well, I thought you wanted children. You're creating problems. The grounding needs to be set now. It has to be a healthy setting. Okay. And this is a great time to set goals and new tasks. I just did that this morning. I have notebooks. I do notebooks. So this is my tarot and my moon and planets notebook. I have a notebook for my leather work. I have a notebook for my daily living and things I need to call and things. You have to have goals. I make I make a week goal, I make a month goal, I make a year goal, and I make 5 years out. I don't go to 10. I'm too old because maybe I won't be here that way. But the thing is, I do make 5 year goals where I want to be. We have to be setting goals. Perfect time to do this with the new moon and the moon sextiling Saturn. Okay, perfect time. On top of that, we have the moon quincunxing with Uranus. Um, when that happens, it's really sort of hard to relax. So while you're doing this new pattern with the moon, okay, the new moon, it can be really overwhelming. It's like, wow, if I try something new, it's sort of like the novice card in tarot or in the oracle. It's that you have this new energy. It's the number 5 in numerology that is just sort of like a nervous kind of energy. But some people take that nervous energy and call it anxiety and create it to a negative. Okay, we don't create that to a negative, we create it to a positive. Anxiety can be a really good thing if you look at it because one, you're anxious about something. That means you're fearful about something. So if we look at that fear, what is it and why do I fear that? Then I can go ahead and conquer it. Okay, set goals to conquer that fear, to face that fear, to keep being consistent in looking at that. And yes, sometimes it's really, really painful, but that's what we have to do. This nervous energy for some of you guys during this new moon is going to be about drama. So it's like somebody's got too much drama in their life. Well, some of us, all of us have some kind of drama. However, we almost have this pressure that we think we need to change somebody. We don't. That's not our job. If somebody needs to change, you need to step back and say, why am I in this person's life? Why am I staying in this person's life? This is a time for you to evaluate you in that situation because you can't change anything outside yourself. And you don't want to change anything outside because that's not your journey. That's not your job. That's divine's job. All right. All right. See what else? There's also definitely the biggest energies in the new moon is this conflict that we have, and this is going to go through the end of the year. And this whole year has been about conflict. The inner self fighting the outer circumstances. This is earth or human or world ways fighting your spiritual side, fighting everything inside you. That is a huge thing with this energy that you're going to find with the eclipse and this new moon. Huge, huge, huge. I'd say if you're going to take anything away from this video, this is it. Okay. Not only to find balance, but to strive for the harmony in your life, whatever that is. This is a good time to do this. All these new energies that I just shared with you are really, really important. This is what's going to help you to find balance, find harmony, find peace. Okay. You can do it. I do. I'm at peace and I'm calm. I mean, even in the hardest days and people are yelling at me or people are being disrespectful or trust me, I get it at work every single day. And sometimes it's not only from the employees, but it's from the guests that we have come in. And, you just have to roll it off. You have to learn to find the peace within you, and you can't do it without divine, is that you find that peace within you so that you can roll things off your back. Just like a wet duck, you can roll it off your back. And again, I'm going to go back to this summary of this new moon. It depends on your attitude, on how you handle your circumstances and how you handle crisis. So during the month of December, these energies are going to play up till the full moon. Okay. But these things that you want to do is basically, if something has set you back, analyze why it set you back and what lesson you need to learn from it and how you need to move forward from it. And what is your response to everything this month? Am I responding positively? Am I responding out of fear? Am I responding out of love? Most of the time we flip people off, get angry, get mad over the most stupidest little things. Seriously, a mask for 10 minutes. You can't wear a mask for 10 minutes for your children's sake, but you got to throw an attitude in front of your children and other children that are around you. Seriously, a mask for 10 minutes? Give me a flipping break. I wear one for 8 hours a day. and I'm fine. See, I can have that attitude. But the thing is that, you know what? I am not in their body. And whatever their perspective is, I have to respect it. Okay. So the thing is your attitude towards something. How are you acting? Are you getting angry about something? That is fear right there. That is me attitude. And it doesn't end with you, it goes through you. This is the energies. Energies don't stop with you. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know that? Energies don't stop, they go on. What is your aura? Energy. Do you think that energy, that aura stays right on you like glue? No, it expands out. You expand out. Sort of like heat. When your body is hot, why do we cuddle? Because we want to get some warmth from some other body. You can't see it, right? So you got to really pay attention to how you are reacting in your responses to things this month. Big, big opportunity for you to change and break new ground. Okay, this is a change. This is a time to change, set yourself up. Maybe not even just set yourself up for this month, but for the next year. Okay, for the next year. We've got a new year coming up, and we have had a lot of things go wrong in 2020. Now we've got a new variant of the virus that has 32 little things on it that can expand out and make new variants. So, I mean, we're not done. And the planets are not done, but we are on the way out of the problem. Okay, so for the last 2 years, we've been in it. It's sort of like when I talk to you guys about you're either headed to a storm, you're in a storm, or you're headed out of a storm, or you're just waiting for the next storm. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're sort of heading out of this big, big storm, and it's now a time to assess how we want this new year or this new cycle, this new karmic cycle to perceive. Okay, how you want it. How do you want to be? Like in my readings, I always talk to you guys, if you want love, be love. There's only two ways we function on this earth, and that is either through love or through fear. And we make our decisions through love or through fear. And everybody's like, nah, I just get angry. No, your anger is derived from something that you have feared a long time ago. And that is the thing, is that you have to dig down to that grounding from probably when you were a kid. And that's why you fear it. So whatever it is. All right. So that's the summary for that. Let me see if there's anything else. The upcoming months, there's going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of changing. This is a good thing because, yeah, we got a lot of things coming up. Saturn is squaring with Uranus, and it climaxes on the 24th. It does. And the thing is that on the 24th, let me see if I can look up the 24th. Yeah. So on the 23rd and 24th, I'm not going to get into it too much because I want to get closer to the full moon before I do that. But this is a sort of a conflict time. This is for a time where this is the third time that this has happened this year. One was in January when we had the Capitol. They were storming the Capitol. That was a big one. And then the next one was when they were trying to, what do you call that? Impeach Trump in November. Or was that February? No, yeah, January was the Capitol. February was impeach Trump. And then in June, we had a replay of what was going on with this year. A lot of conflict in June. That was June, I think June 3rd, I think we had that one. So now we have the last one coming up. So there is going to be some type of conflict that is going to come up the 23rd, 24th. Either we're going to replay the first of the events from the first of the year. We're going to get this partial feeling like, finally we're out of the storm. We're not out of the storm, but we are on our way out of the storm. It's how we handle and respond to everything, how that storm ends, whether we end it calmly, because usually there's a calm after a storm kind of a thing. That's what's going on. All right. Let me see if there's anything else in my other notes. Oh, one big thing. So there is a retrograde. Retrogrades are about changing a direction kind of a thing. But Venus is going to be entering what they call the shadow. And the shadow, it's sort of like when the planets go forward and then it goes backwards, then it goes forwards again. It's like backward forward motion. And the thing is that it's this entire month. And what does that mean? It just is going to mean that things are a little bit more intense. And that's why I say really be mindful. Again, what you say what you mean what you say, do what you mean, do what you say, kind of a thing. So that's going to be really, really important. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, so the last thing I'm going to talk on, and then I'll go to a read, is that Pluto is going to be a really huge play for us for the rest of the year and for a while, because Pluto is now moving into Capricorn, I think, isn't it? Yeah, we're in Capricorn energies, but on the 6th, Mercury is going to conjunct with Pluto. What that means is it's sort of like those energies on the 6th is going to be a big one, because the thing is with Pluto, it's sort of like, and when it's with Mercury, remember Mercury is about communication and stuff. It sort of is like that mountain that's building and then it explodes. And how it explodes depends if it's positive, negative, that kind of a thing. Because remember, the new moon energies go for about 3 days after, 3 days before they build up, put it that way. So on the 6th, we're still in that new moon energy. So that new moon energy, when Pluto moves in and is it conjuncts with Mercury? I think it's conjuncting. Yes, it's conjuncting with Mercury. So it's like, it's finally that dark stuff is coming out. The things that you were trying to get through, the elephant in the room, that kind of a thing is trying to come out. Everything that is coming to a head. Thank you. I was trying to think of that, and I'm asking, what is it that I want to come by? It's coming to a head, and so that's a good thing. You need things to come to a head, to explode, to you know, basically happen. I hate to say it, but through the pain becomes the joy, that kind of a thing. Sort of like giving birth. Yeah, it hurts like HE double toothpicks, but as you come to the other side, it's a very beautiful, beautiful miracle gift. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. So let's go to a reading and see what is happening. I'm going to pull a moon card. I'm not going to pull an oracle this time. I'll do that for your readings. And if you are watching this, I do have some readings coming up. I'm going to be doing readings today live. I don't know what time, so if it might be a couple after this. But if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and hit the all notification, the bell, and hit the all, and you'll know when I'm on live. Because I'm not on live as much as I used to be because of my day job. But I have a feeling something's coming up that's going to change. So I'm getting some really heavy energies that might be changing. But anyway, for now, I do what God tells me to do. I go where he wants me to go. And it's amazing because as soon as I go there, he gives me a movie how it's going to sort of transpire what I'm doing. It's sort of amazing. But if I buck it, then he just shuts me down. He even shuts my intuition down. It's like, if you don't want to listen to me, I'm not going to give you the gift. So it's really, really important to listen to your intuition because that is divine's way of talking to you. So I've got a new deck here, guys. I got a fun deck. I've been waiting for this. I had pre-ordered this deck, just real quick. I pre-ordered this deck a long time ago, but it didn't come out. I think the artists were just not done, or the production was not done properly, in time, put it that way. And so I just thought, my daughter's like, well, go see if they're selling it again. So I love fun cards. Don't give me those, I don't know, dark cards. I just am not that way. Because again, I'm about healing and I'm about helping you spiritually. So we've got the Villains Tarot from Disney. These are all the Disney villains, and it's fun. And I love these artists. I used to we used to have to do some of this kind of art in art school, but it's not one of my favorite ways, but they've done a beautiful, beautiful job, and I really enjoyed it. So we're going to play with this deck today. So let's see what the cards have to say, what the moon has to say. And don't forget, if you are on here, you are always, always welcome to pop in, say hello, tell me where you're from. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate the likes, the shares, and the subscriptions, because that just tells me that you guys enjoy what I'm doing. Some days I'm like, should I just keep going? Do I really want to keep doing this? But I enjoy it. So I want to keep doing it. But, we all have our up days, down days kind of a thing. All right. So this is our new moon reading. It is a general reading for everybody. This is going to say, I'm going to say this reading is for, this reading, thank you. Okay, I will. This reading is for, oh, wow. You said it right there. I can't make this stuff up. I just can't. Sorry, my mind, they've asked me to do something else. So this is something I have never done in my readings, and they've asked me to do it, so I'm going to do it. But it is a general reading, so it's depends on your sign and where you are at in life. Ooh. Okay. Wow. So this is a different spread that I'm doing. It's not one I've ever done before. This is something that Divine's asked me to do. I don't know why, but I'm sure he'll show me here in a minute. But I do what I've said. So the moon, basically, I've just told you about the new moon. And it's a fiery climatic approaches. Okay, this is the oracle for that. This is Moonology cards. I don't think I do have it. These are, I pull these out for new moon or the full moon reading. But we just talked about this. We just talked about the volcanic type energy that is coming to a head, and just hold your visions. So basically what that's saying is don't be so self-centered in like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to change. Listen to somebody's perspective. Listen to what they're saying so that you can understand and get a better grounding. However, make sure that you stand your ground as far as your boundaries and your things like that. So I think that's what the moon is saying, because we are going to hit some volcanic energies where they're just going to, and those elephants are going to come out of the room. The secrets, the dark, whatever is going to come out. All right. We have the Five of Cups first out, and this is between definitely a relationship. So the Five of Cups is all about looking at a positive nature. Five of Cups doesn't look at the positive side. They look at the negative side. And then that becomes more destructive. Okay. So when we do that, we want to make sure that we're looking at the positive side of everything. Look at the perspective of the other person. Try to get an understanding of that. You may agree to disagree. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to look at again, it's how you respond, how you act, how you talk. This new moon energy, it's about how you respond. Somebody's not going to be responding very well. So there is going to be a big conversation. I can see what they're doing now. I see why he's got me 2 cards. I got it. So the thing, more of a clarification. Okay, so he's got me clarifying. So the thing is, we've got the King of Wands, and then we have the Seven of Wands. Again, about standing ground. Again, about how you're thinking, how you're reacting to something. Okay, so the thing is, what we want to do is we want to look at, again, in the very beginning with the new moon, our behaviors, our belief system, and what we're doing. This is the new moon energy. This is the moon and the conjunctions of the other planets with the new moon, okay, and the solar eclipse, okay? So this is really, really important to look at your habits, your behaviors, and your belief systems when you're with this person, whoever this is. This might be a friend. This might be a relationship. This might be somebody you're thinking about building a relationship. This is the time to really listen and pay attention and ask those really hard questions, especially in a relationship. Do you want children? How many children do you want? Do you want to get married? Or are you just out for a booty call? These are the things that really need to be coming, because we've got the Two of Cups again. Okay, we just had the Two of Cups, right? Okay, but your third card is Two of Cups and the Devil in reverse. So something is trying to separate you and unbound you to something. Now, there's 2 things that this reading is. Thank you. So there's 2 things that's going on with this card. Whatever relationship you're in, whether it's a friend, intimate relationship, or building a relationship, or a marriage, or whatever, something's trying to break you apart. Please pay attention to your responses on everything that you're doing. Remember the good and the positive times, because if it is a person, this is a worldly thing that is trying to separate you. On the other hand, there is a force trying to keep you together. Okay, because with the devil in reverse, the devil is basically a separation. When we think about death, it's a separation. But the thing is that the devil wants to keep you bound to something very earth worldly kind of a thing, a process or a person or a behavior or habits like addiction. Okay, but the devil in reverse is trying to break that. So it can be a very good thing, trying to break an old bad habit, trying to break a toxic relationship, trying to break something, because it has the Two of Cups again for the second time. And what did we talk about with the new moon? Creating harmony, creating balance, okay? And that is with I think it's a conjunction with, yes, it's with the solar eclipse. It's not a conjunction, it's solar eclipse that is creating that, trying to find that harmony and that balance. So something is trying to keep you forward and something is not. The reason why I say this, it is all about your attitude and how you are responding, and not the other person. Don't give a crap about how the other person, how are you responding? Because here we go again. We've got the number 5 again of cups. So somebody is really holding on to this crap that they should be letting go of. So if you've had a fight 2 years ago and you're still stewing over it, well, you cheated on me 2 years ago and that person has never cheated again, you need to, this is your response on how you're dealing with it. Okay, you need to let go. We're trying to build a brand new grounding karmic cycle here. And the number 5 is really unstable. It's a very unstable number. It's like there is no harmony, there is no balance. And it can be a new energy as well. That number 5 can be a new energy. See, there's always a positive and negative to everything, a yin and a yang to everything. And it is even including us, because the 5, you can look at it, oh, it's unstable. I don't want to be in this. I don't want to do this. But the 5 can also give you like a novice energy, a new, like the new moon is saying, a new, refreshing, innovative, wanting something new, trying to rebuild something that is broken and make it new, trying to do that. So this can be an unstable number, but you also have the number 2 twice. Again, the 2 of Cups about 2 people. So maybe if somebody, I don't know who this is for because this is coming down as a download. So if you're in a bad relationship, if you're having troubles and the holiday is coming up, this is the time to renew yourself. Look at all the positive things that you guys have had in your life. Look at all the positive. Don't focus on the negatives. This is where it's going to renew some grounding and build a new foundation, a new grounding. I'll tell you why, because we got a lot of 5s in your readings. Okay, so again, we have the 5 of coins, we have the 2 of 5s of the cups. We've got some new energy starting, and that is the new moon that's happening. We've got a new starting. It's all about your response on how you're going to do it. We have the 6 of coins, and then we have the Fool. Okay. So the 6 of coins is, this again is a new of energy. This is the what do you call it? What do you call it? I just lost the word. Help me out up there. Anyway, this is some definition I'm trying to clarify. I'm trying to clarify. So the Fool is trying to clarify the 6 of coins, and what that means is this is a new energy, something new, something inviting. It's a very fresh idea, something very new. So if you have been, I'm going to tell couples, if you are in a relationship that the love is dissipating, create a new date. Create a date night. If you don't create a date night, I'm going to get into coaching a little bit, but if you don't create a date night at least once a week or every 2 weeks, and you don't have to spend a dime. It could be watching a movie together, having, I don't know, McDonald's, whatever you guys do, but you could also create a date night, go out and watch a movie, or, whatever, because people fear the COVID. Find things to do to create that rebonding, that regrounding, that refoundation. Again, looking at the positives. All right. You can do this with your friends too. Okay. So definitely this is a new energy. It is a pure energy. It's like starting over. It's a wonderful field to start over, fresh and new. People have gone through bankruptcy. It is like a humongous relief off of somebody's back to have all those bills released and all that money released, start fresh and over. Did they start fresh and over and it's like, oh, good, it's good from now on? No, they still have some pain and some hurt to work through, because if you go through a bankruptcy, it's like, okay, now all those bills are gone, I can go out and do whatever. No, because that follows you for years. And in certain things, you can't buy a house for a certain time. You can't do things for a certain time. So there's still pain involved, but it's less pain, and it's also a release. Okay, so that's just a hypothetical. So we have the Seven of Cups and then the Star. Balance is coming. Harmony is coming. Okay, balance is coming. Harmony is coming. This is about you and your response and how you do that. And again, it's a decision that you're going to have to make. Boy, this is a good way to do this. God, this is a good way to do this. Like I said, this is the first time I've done a spread this way, and I love it. He's like, I want you to do another deck. I'm like, what? So I love this. I love this because I can definitely see Two of Wands, a decision you're going to have to make. Okay. This is a decision that you're going to have to make for your future. Okay. This is something that you have to think about for your future. This is a lesson that we do need to learn. This is something that we are learning. This is something that we're teaching ourselves. And we're also beginning to discipline. Some of you are learning to discipline yourselves. So when you make a new, grounding, some say, I think too negative or something. So then maybe the next day, I'm going to really pay attention how I respond, how many times I negatively respond to somebody, how many times I complain. Do you know that complaining really, really cancels out everything that you do for your future as far as your rewards and your blessings? Because if you complain, then you have no faith in the second dimension. You have no trust in the second dimension, the divine, the higher power. Basically, you don't have that trust. So then you complain. It's like, well, if you're going to complain about everything, why should I give you anything? Because if I give you it, you're just going to complain anyway. So this is, again, the response energy of the new moon that you're doing. Okay. But this is your future you're trying to create. This is a new bonding or a new grounding, a new foundation you're trying to create. Now, this card here, the 7, this is the last card of your reading. This is your challenge card, because a lot of you won't. And you're going to repeat the same cycle. You're going to replay the same thing over and over again. And you're wondering why everything doesn't change. It's because of the way that you think. This is new moon energy. This is about how you respond, how you think, how you move forward. And this is where you're going to learn a good lesson of how to change and grow yourself up to the next higher self, higher being, higher, love, come out in more love rather than fear, come out in love more than hate, come out in love and less anger. Trust me, when you're walking in love, you're less angry. Because when you get angry, then you're like, okay, why am I angry? Oh, because it was all about me. It's going back to those old behaviors. Okay. Or why am I angry? And you're like, okay, I'll check myself. And then you have to turn yourself around. I do this at work a lot. Sometimes I start, your blood begins to boil with some of these guests. And I'm like, okay, they're doing this. I cannot control that. I can control what's in this building. And if they have the choice, if they don't want to do that, then they can, step out. But if I get angry about it, I have to check myself. Why am I getting angry? It's not something I can control outside of me, what they do. Does that make sense? So that is this new moon energy. That's like holding your vision. Okay. And the fiery climax arrives. Okay. So somebody gets in my face about a mask. It's like, okay. I calmly, it's like, okay, that's what you want. Do you realize how foolish you look right now in front of your children, and how you're setting an example, for your children? Because I deal with a lot of children around this. So it's like, you are setting the example. very good way to teach your kids is to start being belligerent and yelling at people, because you're just teaching them to yell at people. And that's not how you have a solution. Again, we're setting the grounding, the foundation is basically what I'm seeing. And some are going to say, screw you, I'm going to do what I want to do. Good, that's earth. That's the world. They're worldly living. If I sit down and talk with every single person that was to watch my channel for 5 minutes, I could tell you if you are earthbound or if you're spiritual bound. And I personally, knowing both sides, spiritual bound will keep you calm, at peace, walking in love, less anger, less anxiety, less depression, less everything. And in fact, a lot of that goes away because you'll realize that you're walking in a different mindset. It's about your mindset. And that's what I was teaching in Get Balanced 2020 in my secular coaching, is that it is all about your mindset. This is about your mindset. Your new moon is about your mindset. So I'm excited for you guys. I'm really excited. I really hope that something resonated with you here. I really think that we have a lot of work because I'm looking at the center of your reading, and it is the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Coins. Well, they call it the 5 of Coins. I love these. I'm going to show you these cards anyway. And there's the 2 of Cups. This is the new deck. This is the villain deck, the King of Wands from Disney. Well, actually, it was approved by Disney to do. Then the 5 of Cups. Aren't these fun? They're just fun. Okay. But the 5 of Coins and the 5 of Cups really concerns me at the center, because this is somebody who is not going to work at it. And this is that volcano that's going to come up, and it's going to probably ruin a relationship, a friendship, something come up in the family, because like I said, the full moon, when it comes, and on the 24th and 25th, well, I'll tell you about those energies on the full moon. But when those energies come in, it's, if you do your work right now, whatever is happening with you, and look more positive to everything and look more to somebody else's perspective rather than yours, if you'd start doing that now until the 24th, 25th, which is Christmas Eve and Christmas, whatever comes up and blows up, you're going to act totally, totally different. If you go from a secular or earth world way of thinking and doing it out of love in a spiritual way, your response is going to be very different on the 24th and 25th when that explosion hits. Okay, whatever it is. It could be political, it could be home, it could be financial, it could be whatever. But you're holding your vision is going to change it. And I'm telling you from experience, people say, well, you don't get up. I don't think and care about things of the earth like I used to. It doesn't matter to me. If I cannot take it with me when I pass over, it doesn't matter. And people get upset about the most silliest things. They get upset about, oh, well, wearing a mask and wearing not a mask. Whatever. I go back to that because it's the most silliest thing lately. It's just crazy. However, it's how I respond to it. I respond spiritually. It's like, oh, really? That doesn't matter, because it's when I'm dead and gone, you know what? A mask isn't going to help me anywhere. But this is what I'm talking about. Whatever it is in your world, whatever triggers you, it's how you respond to it. Again, this is my concern, because that is your center. Somebody is probably going to have some explosion about round financials. Maybe somebody spent too much money on Christmas things. Maybe they should have not even spent any money. Maybe they should have been buying out of needs, not wants. It's like me, I'm trying to buy a house. So I go, when I look at something, oh, I want this. Oh, I really need to save for the house. It's like, dang it. But it's about our priorities and what we want. And somebody is just more worldly. And this is a new energy. Again, I'm going to say this for the last time. It is a new energy. For some of you, it's unstable. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable to change old habits. It's not comfortable to get out of a toxic relationship. It is not comfortable to sacrifice. It is not comfortable to do that. but the number 5 is throughout your cards, and the number 2 is throughout your cards. And what that tells me is once you get through the uncomfortable, the balance, the harmony, the love, everything is going to change, because that's what's bringing you harmony, is getting rid of the old habits, get rid of the old negative behavior, get rid of the destructive, so for somebody, if I don't know who it is, and a divine saying, for if somebody's cussing you out, telling you you're stupid, why did I marry you? Why am I with you? Then you need to really, really question why you are with them, because that is toxic and destructive. And that is, he says, that is not the person I want you with. And it's not saying that, again, the number 2 is about bringing things together or blowing things apart. This volcano's coming for somebody, and I don't know who it is, but it's not a bad thing. That's what I'm telling you. It's not a bad thing. We need that eruption. It's like, it sounds nasty, but when we have a pimple on our face and it turns to a blackhead and then it pops, what happens? That pain goes away. Everything comes to clear up, the calm of the face, the more beautiful skin. Okay. Yeah, it sounds nasty, but when that little pimple explodes, yeah, definitely. Or if you have a pimple on your butt, you know what? It explodes. You're no longer a pain in my patootie. All right. Anyway, I'm getting silly. But the thing is that, don't shy away from what is coming that is uncomfortable. Embrace it. Whatever is coming towards you, embrace it. There is a newness. There is new balance coming. There is new love for somebody. There is new breaking of bad habits. There's new breaking of a bondage. There's new breaking of maybe an addiction or a toxic relationship. But again, you have to stand and hold your vision. New moon energy, Mercury energy, Saturn energy, Pluto energy. That is what's going on. All right. I hope this really helps somebody. I hope that if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you enjoyed this is sort of the way I do my tarot readings. But my tarot readings are all about healing and uplifting. It's the modern type of tarot that we do. And it is about helping you through your struggles, challenges, and things that are coming your way, and helping you grow more spiritually to your higher self, to the second dimension, spiritual rather than earthly and worldly, which keeps you either in fear or it keeps you moving towards love. All right. And love is the way to go. That's divine. If you think about any belief system in this world, what is the number 1 basis? Love. What is energy? Love. What are we? We are actually born love. But however, this whole world and circumstance changes us and creates fear. So this is the thing I try to help you get through and try to help you face it. And there's lots of videos that are on there to help you with that through my coaching. And I do have a coaching channel as well. So you're very welcome to watch that. But please, any YouTube creator loves to see that you like our channels. Hit that like button, subscribe, or share this if you think this will help somebody. Take care, and I hope to see you on your next reading, which I'll be doing some readings today. I just don't know when, and they will be live. And make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell, and hit all, and you'll see me on for your sign. Take care.